Welcome to Cardinal Coach's Corner, our first of the 2026 spring semester, and how fitting it is that Precious Ivy, the women's basketball coach, is our first guest of the season because the Lady Cardinals are currently the talk of the town with a 13-game winning streak, a 14-2 record, 1-0 in conference, and they've won 13 straight. Pete, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, things are rocking and rolling right now. Like we said, you got a 13-game winning streak. How much unused potential do you think this team has left in its reserve to tap into?
Well, I think that this team has just been obviously getting better game by game, but we haven't even, I think, turned the corner on where they can go. We've been relying on our defense, but lately, I think our offense has really been clicking. So this group with the 7 freshmen, only the 2 returners and the transfers, they're just getting started, and their chemistry is getting there. And I just feel like the Cardinal Nation will be very pleased at the things that are to come with this group.
You opened conference play, as I mentioned, Saturday. You went to Carthage to take on a very good Panola team, and you won that with 71-58. It was a tough, kind of blue-collar type win. You had to kind of grind it out and everything.
Absolutely.
Talk about that game and what it told you about your team.
It just showed me that we're tough and that we know that we have to go out on the road and steal games. As you said, Panola is a very tough matchup for us. I think Coach Hudson is doing a great job each year. They've gotten better and better. And they're not one of those teams where you just check off in the win box. You definitely have to go in there and battle it out, grind it out, and limit your mistakes and stay disciplined. And I thought my group did that. We obviously, it was our first conference game and only our second game back since the break.
Right.
So it definitely had some moments where you're just like, all right, we got to clean that up, and we got to clean that up. But then there definitely was some bright spots that I think we can continue to build on.
You had scored them 19-7 in the second quarter, which kind of was the difference in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in that quarter that you thought that made the difference?
I thought defensively we checked it up, and I thought it was led by Heaven Jordan on the defensive end. She's just like a little termite, man. She doesn't go away. She eats away at you, and I thought her ball pressure really helped us get into the passing lanes and bait them into shooting some tough shots. And when they shoot tough shots, if you can grab that rebound and get it up the court, I think we're pretty good in transition.
I'm glad you mentioned defense, because that's one thing I've noticed about this team this year. It seems that all your teams have made the commitment to play defense,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like this one is willing to go that extra step to make sure that they've defended every pass if they can.
Right. Well, we've talked about that early on, how that's kind of what we wanted our identity to be, which is defensive efforts. And so, I think that our guards, particularly, they really put a lot of ball pressure on other teams, which helps our post players not get into foul trouble because they're trying to rotate and get those little tic-tac calls, when our guards get beat up top. But I think our guards have really committed to keeping people out of the paint, making them do what we want them to do, and kind of baiting them into either turnovers or bad shots.
You mentioned guards, and sophomore guard Malaya Jones has just had a great season for you. She's been consistently your top performer, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Last week she averaged 19.5 points and 6.5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about her game, and she had 17 points off the bench against Panola.
Absolutely.
Talk about her game and what you expect from her and how much more she can be for the team as far as a leader goes.
Right. I think she leads with her performance. And I'm trying to get her a little bit more vocal, as I mentioned on air a couple days ago. But I think that kid is kind of one of those, she'll have 19, and you'll see her hit a couple buckets, but you don't really tally them up to being 19, But she hits those buckets when we're in a flat spell or when we got just when you have to have a bucket. She's one of those kids we can definitely go to, and she can score it in multiple different ways. She's a 3-level scorer. She can finish at the rim. Mid-range shot is pretty good, and now she's able to step out and shoot the 3-point shot, which I think has really opened up her game and expanded some things that we can do on the floor. She's one of those kids where she wears a lot of pride. So she doesn't want to be stopped. She wants to be a top performer. She wants to be one of our top players. But in addition to her, I think that what makes us so good is she might have 17, but somebody right behind her has 15 or 14, and then somebody behind them has 10 or 12, and then somebody behind them has 8, 9, or 10, And so I think that that's what makes us a special group and kind of what we've been doing for the last few years.
I think you had 32 points off the bench in Panola between two scorers.
Right. Malaya Jones and Kennedy Glover.
Right.
Kennedy Glover. And so, like I said, I think that's what makes us pretty darn good down the stretches, because once you think, okay, well, let me stop this kid, then here comes another kid, and
Right.
here comes another kid, and here comes another kid. So right now, I think that after that one conference game between Malaya Jones and Kennedy Glover, I think we got some good things to move forward with.
Right. Well, Kilgore, of course, last year we won the conference by 2 full games, the regular season conference, and then they won the regional tournament and went to the national tournament for the first time in 35 years. And they were the conference favorite coming in, and it's just 1 game in, so that's all is not lost there. But they've been a little bit inconsistent. They're 8-9 overall, 0-1 in conference. What's your thoughts on Coach Stephanie Williams' squad? I know they had a lot of respect from the coaches coming into the season.
Right, I still have the same respect for them. I mean, because I still think that they are a good ball club. I think that they still have key players like Madison Bob, and then number 25. Her name is slipping my mind right now, but I think that we still have to respect them, and we still have to come out and play Trinity Valley basketball. The game plan isn't changing, obviously, no matter who we're playing. We just have to make sure that we don't let their fire get going as it has in the past.
Right. And obviously, when teams come to Cardinal Gym to play the Lady Cardinals, they come in loose because they're really not expected to come here and win.
Right.
So it takes all the pressure off them. But when you are Kilgore and you've lost your first conference game at home and you go on the road, does it add a little pressure to you? I mean, we've been in that situation before.
Right. I mean, I don't for one second think that they're going to walk in here thinking they're not wanting to win the game, you know. So we definitely have to, from the tip, we have to make sure that we're on our game hard, you know, and start the game with our same defensive mindset and try to limit their top performer touches and just keep them off balance, you know. And so I think that Kilgore will come in here with some will to want, some power to want to win because they are 0-1 in conference and they were picked to win the conference. So they definitely are trying to get on the road and steal one from here as we would if we were going there.
And then, of course, Saturday you go to Blinn to play a very good Blinn team.
Absolutely.
Jeff Jenkins' squads are always well coached and well prepared.
Absolutely.
So it's a big week for the Lady Cardinals.
Absolutely, it is. This is we start conference with the heavy hitters every year for the last 2 or 3 years, and so nothing has changed. It's exactly what's happening now. And I say the heavy hitters, but honestly, in Region 14, any night, any of us can get beat if we don't show up to the match. So we definitely don't want to underestimate anyone, including Kilgore, including Blinn, and whoever else we have after that.
And the final question is, Pete, what do you think will be the determining factor as to how ultimately good or how far this Lady Cardinals team can go?
If they can just continue to stay disciplined and keep getting better defensively, I think that's going to be what carries us. We can talk about scoring all day, but if you try to go basket for basket and then somebody makes one more basket than you, then you don't win the game. So I think they have to stay disciplined and stay locked in on the defensive end, and then good things happen to us. We kind of go by this little saying, clean stops equals easy scores, and that's kind of what we've been living by. And so we continue to get the clean stops and continue to rattle people's guards and not let them get the ball on the inside at ease, then I think that this team could really be special. They just have to, like I said, keep getting better each and every day, staying locked in on the defensive end.
Does this team do a pretty good job of staying focused on the game at hand?
Absolutely. I, as a head coach, have had to do a better job of just sticking to the target that's right in front of us because sometimes, you know, we get excited that things are coming and that conference has started. And so having 7 freshmen, I definitely have to stay locked in on the target that's right in front of us. And I think that they I don't even hear, as in past teams, talk about, oh, can't wait till we play such and such. It's just we're playing this team and we have to do X, Y, and Z. And so I think that has a lot to do with their youthfulness and not even knowing that Trinity Valley, well, they know, you know, but you don't know until you know, you know. And so just keeping them green like that, I think, has actually been a positive thing for us because it's like you play a little more loose, you play a little more free, and you're not so tense and tight to where you're scared to make a mistake. You can just go out there and execute.
Well, Pete, thanks for dropping by today. We'll catch up with you as we get deeper into the conference schedule. A big week for the Lady Cardinals. They got Kilgore at home Wednesday at 5:30, and then go to Brenham Saturday to take on Blinn. We'll be back next week with another Cardinal Coaches Corner, and go Lady Cardinals. Go Cards.